Okay, hello everyone. I'm Nina, and I'm hosting this Kubernetes 133 release team burndown meeting. Today is April 14th, Monday, and we are in week 14 of the release cycle. Please be aware that this is a Kubernetes community meeting, which falls under the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which can be summarized as be excellent to one another, and thank you all. So, as a reminder again, this meeting is recorded and will be publicly posted to YouTube. So please be mindful of anything you say and that it is being recorded. So before we get started with the team updates, let's see if there's anything in open discussion we want to discuss in the meeting notes. It doesn't look like, oh, actually,
Hey,
it does have an item. Cool.
hello. We need to talk about team succession. So, please DM me and Nina with your potential selections for successor. Looking at you, release signal and docs because we have heard from comms and enhancements. So please, please, please do that as soon as possible because we have to get it approved by SIG release leads before we can actually confirm successors. So, please do that this week. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Kat. Any questions for Kat? All right. There's also a link to the retrospective doc, which I'll bring up later, but we will have a second retro. So if there's anything that you'd like to add, the link to the retro doc is here. So, yep. All right. So team updates. Let's start with enhancements. Is anyone from enhancements here to give an update?
Yeah, sure, I can go. So there's nothing much at the moment that we are doing, so our status is green. Hoping to get few PRs regarding handbook improvement this weekend. And that would be us for this week.
Great. Yeah, and feel free to ping me and add me as a reviewer there. Are there any questions for enhancements? Nope. Okay. Moving on, release signal. Anyone here from release signal to give an update?
Yeah, I can take that. So we are red right now. There is a blocking network issue that SIG Network is looking at. But we do have a fix, or what is believed to be the fix, linked there, and it is actively being reviewed. Doesn't look like we need any extra resources there. There's discussion going on, and we will be watching it.
Great, thank you. Any questions for release signal?
I have one question. So this appears to be a big PR, not a really small one. Do we believe there is enough soak time for RC.1? I know it's a blocker, but do we feel like should we maybe delay RC1 for a day?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to bring up in the release channel. It's like relatively big, but we do have to get it in. So I guess from like historical context, like have we delayed like or the RC cut because of big features, or like the sooner we like get it in and like cut RC, the more soak time it has before the actual release. So it's kind of a trade-off there. Like personally, I would like to get this in into RC1. So like if it doesn't make it into RC1, then we should definitely delay. If it like yeah, if it does make it, like I don't know if there's a reason to delay RC1 to give this more soak time in the
Oh,
current state.
how much soak time do we have now for RC1?
So the cut should start tomorrow. Like if Mateo's on, it's it's
Okay.
a little quick turnaround.
Usually we want 48 hours of soak time for the actual release cut.
Yeah.
So I am okay with a little less for an RC, though less than 24 hours is kind of tight.
So you think we should have a soak time for this in before we cut the RC1? So like it'll be in for 48 hours and then we cut RC1. And then that gives like 4 days of RC1 to soak, or like 5 days for RC1 to soak before.
I think I would probably be talking about delaying RC1 by a singular day so that it has at least a day. Um, but
Does
that's not a hill I'm going to die on. If you want to go ahead with RC1, by all means,
Well,
fire away.
let's talk in the channel that has this linked.
Okay.
Because I'm fine delaying it if like yeah, eventually like it pushes everything back, right?
Not
But
entirely. It doesn't have to push the final release back. But even if we do have to delay the final release, it's worth noting that we've delayed the release more often than we've hit the target. So
yeah, so okay, well let's chat in
Yeah.
the then I'm fine then pushing the RC cut to Wednesday to give this more soak time. I was thinking like better to get this in and then let RC1 soak.
That's
But
fine too.
that's like
Those are both valid arguments, but we should get input from like
I
more
think
people.
the
Yeah.
SIG as well that like because the change is pretty big, so I think they have like a sense of like how risky it
Yeah.
is. So
Okay. I'll go over to the Slack channel.
yeah, thanks.
Mhm.
Any other questions on either this issue or like SIG release in general? Release signal in general. All right, let's move on to docs then. Is anyone from docs here?
Yeah, hey folks. So like on top of the updates that were given on Friday, like the branching PR which was opened last week was merged, and yeah, our status is green, and we are working on the final release notes PR. And Ryan mentioned that he'll be updating the website config, and he'll raise those PRs as well sometime this week. Yeah, that's all.
Great. Any question for docs? I guess I had one question. Is the easy CLA issue fixed with the rename? Like if a
Yep,
user
yep.
okay, cool.
Oh, the
Uh,
the SF Tim thing, that is going to
Yeah.
keep happening. That is not so
On
on the recording, I disagree that the solution to this is that we relax easy CLA's rules. The solution to this is he should not have deleted his account. He should have or archived it. He should have just changed it. But that is almost certainly going to be an issue on release day. We over in SIG docs know that, and we are ready to overrule easy CLA to merge the docs if we have to. So don't worry about it. Hopefully this never happens again. It is not a common issue. It has happened one other time in my tenure on the release team. So
okay, cool. Yeah, as long as like SIG docs is aware, because we will
Yeah.
need intervention then
Yeah.
release
Yeah.
day. But
Depending on when the cut starts, Natalie or Ray will be available to force the merge.
perfect.
Yeah, and when I mentioned that it was resolved, what I meant was the PR that was opened last week has been merged, but the issue will still be there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And that's I think again, as long as everyone's aware of it, that's fine. Well, we can add this to the retro to talk about like going forward. You know, that this is going to be an issue. Like SIGDocs should take steps to have like a path forward to unblock this because the current solution isn't like sustainable. But cool. Okay. Any other questions for docs? All right. Let's move on to comms then. Anyone from comms to give an update?
Yes, hello. This is Agustina from Comms. So our current status is green, and we have the status for our 3 deliverables. So the first one is feature blogs. It's progressing, but it needs attention to ensure we have all the blogs lined up. 1 is merged with draft true, and 15 are ready for review and under active review. We have already contacted SIG docs, and we're trying to help with the reviews as well. Next, we have release announcement. So most of the write-up is done and ready for review, but we're still making sure we covered everything brought up by the SIGs in the highlights discussion. So we still have some write-up in progress. And it is a long blog and tight timeline. So the PR is linked there, and please review if you can. And the last one is the webinar and press, also green. Both press and webinar contact are waiting for CNCF response, and we will be contacting CNCF later today. I think that's everything.
Great. Any questions for comms? All right, let's move on then. Branch management. Anyone from branch management here? Mateo?
Hello, hi folks. So I would say we are yellow, but tied to release signal. about delaying the release, no hard feelings if that happens. I'm just not available from tomorrow on. So tomorrow is my last day before the 23rd, 22nd. And I'm gonna be a little bit off the grid for a couple of days. So just so you know, it's not something that you should be worried about. There will be someone else, Jim or whoever. So, and aside from that, it's all good. So nothing major from our side.
Yep, thanks for the update. Any questions for release branch management? Okay, then let's move on to Emeritus Advisor. Angelos, do you have any updates?
Hello, no updates from me. We are almost there, and yeah.
Yep, any questions for the EA? Okay, then my update, nothing too exciting. It's, week 14, one more week, almost there. There's currently 2 release blocking issues opened with the label. One is the service cider issue that we mentioned. The other one has an open discussion if it's a real blocker or not. So I like this one does have a milestone on it. This one I'm waiting until the comments get resolved to decide if it's worth adding or not. A reminder to everyone, find a successor for the upcoming cycle. Reach out to Kat with your selection. And yeah, it's week 14, so it's coming up. The release retro hasn't been scheduled yet, but it will be. The link to the retro doc is at the top of this doc. If you have feedback that you'd like to add, what went well, what could be improved, this is a great opportunity to add that and discuss it as a team. And then next week, if everything's still on track for Wednesday release cut, we'll have a Zoom party where I'll just be playing music and watching the the release get cut after the weekly sync meeting. Any questions for me? All right. Well, I'm gonna stop the recording then.